Graham Timmins, an Associate Professor of Medicinal Chemistry in the College of Pharmacy, Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences. First of all, I think you really need to speak to people as to whether, is this a discovery or is it an invention? Because I think a lot of faculty don't really understand the difference between the two. And the second thing I've kind of learned is there's no wrong time to disclose. But once certain things are set in place, so once you go away from, that initial disclosure and you start putting in certain filings, there's a real time limit on having to find investors to move these things on to the next stages. And so you've got to have enough time to interact with potential investors, develop the science so that the risk is minimizing all the way along. I think disclosing early on is really good, but then you've got to be realistic about when is it a good time, when is the technology ripe enough to actually think about moving forwards from that, a provisional phase and into other things like PCT, because you just have a certain time window, and then if you blow it, it's gone. And then the third thing is, this is not easy, okay? Getting a patent is not the same as peer review. Well, in some ways it's not. You can, if you want to just do research and publish in peer reviewed, you can do that. However, if all you ever do is publish, and some of the things you're publishing on are genuine inventions and patents that could actually bring about life-changing effects in life sciences and healthcare, then if you choose not to patent, it becomes very, very difficult for anybody to move forwards commercially. You might think, okay, yeah, the company can just use it, like Pfizer or whatever. They can just use this open information and generate stuff. However, if they're not able to get an intellectual property portfolio around that molecule, process, diagnostic, they won't move it forwards. I think if you feel that it may have a genuine impact, then it's worth disclosing, and then you can find out, and then there are all these other hurdles that are going to go along. But if you don't do that first one, then it's going to be difficult. The thing I've learned that's been most useful for is teaching. So I teach in the pharmacy program about how drugs get developed and, the real market incentives and why things are the way they are. And so it's been really useful to go through these processes and understand why is the pharmaceutical industry or the diagnostic industry the way things are. And, it's because of the incentives and the disincentives and understanding all of those things. We've had a number of patents, some based around diagnostics, some based around new chemical entities, and 2 companies have been spun out around that. And the diagnostic company, we were able to go through the whole regulatory process and try out this product in 3 clinical trials, both in the US and South Africa. And so that was unbelievably satisfying. The other one was a new chemical entity, and that was more difficult because of the sums of money to raise. And then eventually you kind of realize, okay, this thing has run as far as it can, and it's time to do something else. But goodness me, do you learn a lot by doing this? And sometimes you would just learn, don't do it again. And sometimes you will learn enormously important things about how to take potential products into clinic and trial, and then think about how they could be commercialized, because each product is going to be so different and its markets are going to be so different. It's not generalizable, and you will only learn by doing this thing.